The Obama administration is being accused of politicizing the U.S. Census Bureau. Republicans in Congress outraged that new rules will require the census director to report directly to the president's chief of staff, Rahm Emanuel. Joining me now is Congressman Darrell Issa. Congressman, good to have you with us.
Well, thanks for having me on, Lou, on this very important subject.
You know, it's interesting to me. I've seen very little discussion of this issue. It is remarkably important. Why do you think that is?
Well, first of all, to switch it around just a few days ago, what if Karl Rove had been handed the keys to determine who got how much money in congressional districts, and for that matter, whether Democrat or Republican districts were expanded? All of that is within control of the census. If you count the numbers one way versus another, in other words, honestly versus less than honestly, you determine the outcome of billions of dollars and congressional races around the country.
Are you saying that Rahm Emanuel is a political animal of some sort who would in any way intervene in the process?
Well, first of all, Rahm Emanuel is a political animal. He's a known Chicago operative. That's not debatable. The real question is, do we take something which is nonpartisan, intended to be outside of the whole political process and to be independent, and move it from a cabinet position where we have oversight and we can, on a bipartisan basis, look at and ask for hearings, to the White House, where executive privilege would make it impossible to know what the deliberative process or even what orders were given in how to count.
Congressman, apparently Judd Gregg's appointment as Commerce Secretary is what triggered this. A Republican, excuse me, a Republican being appointed by a Democratic president to his cabinet has set off this firestorm. What's the deal?
Well, you know what's amazing is that the Cabinet Office more or less provides funding and administrative oversight to this, because ultimately it is an independent, Senate-confirmed position that will head the census, and that's the way it should be. This should be a nonpartisan, professional, managed position that reaches a constitutional obligation, which is the enumeration, the count, the physical count of every person in America on a given date.
Well, is this, in your judgment, a violation of President Obama's promise to be open, to be public in every respect, and also to keep things post-partisan, if you will?
Well, I appreciate post-partisan as a Californian. It's quite a popular term. Clearly, this is an attempt to circumvent an honest count. And, you know, I can't judge President Obama, but I can certainly say that there was no reason to take an independent agency and have it report directly to an unconfirmed, direct political operative of the president.
All right. Congressman Issa, thank you very much for being with us. As always,
well, thank you. Thanks for shedding light on this.
And coming up next here, Democrats.